welcome to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. This is Elizabeth, and I was actually wondering how cool it would be to have a make ahead of time kind of dessert ready to go. Like, just stick it in the refrigerator and be ready to have it for a party, a dinner, or maybe just for your family. Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna make today. We're gonna make an Irish cream swirl cheesecake with our Irish cream compound and a little bit of the dark chocolate compound. So let's get making. I'm going to bloom some gelatin first. So this is an optional step. If you don't want to put gelatin in your dessert, you can completely chuck it, no problem. And I have 2 tablespoons of cold water, and I'm going to put in 1 packet of gelatin, and I'm going to set it aside to bloom. Next, we have our cheesecake pan. So I've taken an 8-inch springform pan, and that's kind of like the best pan to have for a cheesecake so that you can lift it out of the container very easily. I've also lined it with parchment paper at the bottom and an acetate sheet on the side, and I'm gonna form the base layer of the cheesecake with some crushed Oreos. I have 2 cups of Oreos, and I'm gonna drop in 1/4 cup of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of super fine sugar into this. Give it a quick mix. Also, when I use the Oreos, I scraped away the cream inside because I didn't want the powdered crumbs to be like sticking together. Once the sugar is mixed in, I'm going to add the melted butter. I'm not going to add the whole thing initially. I'm just going to add part of it, mix, and then add the rest of it. And now let's have our prepped cheesecake pan and drop the mix in. Just spread it around so that it's uniform. Now it's time to go in with something with a flat bottom. You can use a glass, a measuring cup, or even something small like a bottle cap. Just pack it in really nicely, because then you'll have a very compact, very nicely, firmly packed base for your cheesecake. And smooth it like this. Just go around and round and round and fix any loose crumbs. So now we have a nice compacted bottom for our cheesecake. So it's ready to go, and I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator until I'm ready to go in with the filling and let it chill. Now we're moving on to the filling, and before that I just heated up the gelatin that we bloomed earlier because I don't want it to be too hot when I pour it into the cold cheesecake filling. And in a big bowl I have 2 packages of 8-ounce cream cheese. So just give it a whip and get it to break down. Also, to help the creaming process, I'm going to drop in 2 tablespoons of sour cream. So this is going to give a nice tang, at the same time a nice texture. Now we're going to add 1/2 cup of condensed milk. Give it a good mix. Cheesecake part is ready. Now we're going to whip some cream and fold it into the cheesecake mix. So in a separate bowl, drop in 3/4 cup chilled heavy cream and start beating it. Once it starts forming up, I'm going to add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of fine granulated sugar. Whip it to stiff peaks and stop. Now I'm going to bring the cheesecake mix and fold in the heavy cream. So now it's come together really well, and I'm going to reserve like a couple of tablespoons of the filling so that I can make it into a dark chocolate swirl in the end. I'm going to add the bloomed melted gelatin. Once that's in, I'm going to add the Irish cream compound to my mix. I have 2 tablespoons of Irish cream compound. Look at that. You can actually get all the smell and vibe of really fresh Irish cream, like the creaminess, the liquor, the coffee. It smells heavenly in here right now. So once that's mixed and ready, I'm gonna keep it aside and create the dark chocolate compound mix for the swirl. So I'm gonna use the extra filling that I kept aside, and I have half a tablespoon of our dark chocolate compound, and I'm gonna drop it right in. Look at that getting mixed in. Looks so pretty. So that's ready too, and I'm gonna keep this to the side and grab the cheesecake pan that's been chilling in the refrigerator. So I have the chilled base. I'm gonna drop in the cheesecake filling. Once that's all in, I'm gonna give it a couple of taps on the counter to release any air bubbles or air pockets in there. Now go in with the dark chocolate filling and just, create dollops here and there so that we can swirl it in. The smaller the better for a more intricate design. Now I'm gonna go in with a little spoon, or maybe you can use this knife or a skewer to just give it the swirly finish. Our no-bake cheesecake is ready to go in the refrigerator at least for 5 to 6 hours to set, and you can actually put it overnight, 1 to 2 days in advance, totally fine. So I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and come back with the one that I've already done for you guys. So let's see. So here we have the cheesecake done and ready. So I'm gonna whip some heavy cream and put some dollops on top and make it look pretty. In a bowl, I'm gonna drop in 1 cup of heavy cream. I'm gonna start whipping it. Once it starts foaming up, I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. So whip it to stiff peaks, and now I'm going to transfer this to a piping bag fitted with a star nozzle. Now I'm going to pipe dollops of the cream. So we have something really special here today for the finishing touch of our no-bake Irish cream swirl cheesecake. That is our Amoretti chocolate-covered espresso beans. And that is going to be the garnish I'm going to use today. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge for half an hour more and come right back and show you how the finished slice of our cheesecake look. So here is our chilled cheesecake ready to be served. I'm going to take a quick slice and I'm gonna take a quick bite and see. Oh my god, this is heavenly. It's a heavenly cheesecake and it's so easy to make. Just cool in the fridge, no baking needed. An amazing flavor of all that coffee, the creaminess, the liquor, everything coming together so perfectly. And the taste of the Oreo base, it blends and pairs so beautifully. If you make this yummy, creamy, delicious Irish cream swirl cheesecake at home, don't forget to tag us at Amoretti on our social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok. If you want to grab our box of chocolate-covered espresso beans, go onto our website, search for it. It's such a wonderful thing to gift family and friends. Also, if you like the video, comment below and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.